Do you ever feel like you're your own worst enemy, constantly holding yourself back from the life you deserve? In this video, we'll uncover powerful lessons from Miyamoto Musashi that will teach you how to respect yourself and break free from the cycle of self-sabotage. Step 1. Acknowledge your worth. Self-respect is a crucial aspect of personal growth and self-mastery. It involves recognizing one's worth and understanding that one is valuable in and of themselves, regardless of their actions or mistakes. This self-reflection is essential for those who struggle with feeling unworthy or doubting their abilities. Musashi, a famous Japanese fighter, believed that knowing and being aware of oneself are key to controlling one's life. He believed that a fighter needed to know themselves well before facing problems from the outside. Recognizing one's worth doesn't come from external support, but from within. To start, think about your skills and accomplishments, even if they seem small. Write them down and take a moment to be proud of what you've done. Musashi's theory suggests that a fighter doesn't need approval from others to feel confident. Instead, they should have a deep knowledge of what they can do. Recognizing one's worth doesn't come from outside support. It comes from recognizing one's own abilities and strengths. To respect oneself, be kind and patient, just like a friend would be with a friend. People often focus on their flaws and miss what they did right, so it's important to focus on making an effort to improve and having the guts to keep going. This habit takes time and regular work. First, fight off bad thoughts as they arise. Focus on your strengths and possibilities instead of your flaws. Use Musashi's advice about mental control to train your mind to think about your strengths and possibilities. Surround yourself with people who make you feel good about your worth. Choose friends carefully because they can have a big effect on how you think. Find connections with people who make you feel good, see your worth, and want you to grow. Building a group of people who care about you will make it easier for you to believe in yourself. Musashi's teachings emphasize that the first step to success is understanding oneself. Recognizing one's worth gives you the strength to form better habits, pursue goals, and break free from routines that hold you back. Believe that the good things in life are yours, and you'll be able to fight for them, just like Musashi did to take control of his mind and future. Step 2. Eliminate negative influences. Miyamoto Musashi's teachings emphasize the importance of removing negative effects from one's life to boost self-respect and prevent harmful behaviors. Negative effects can include damaging relationships, unsupportive settings, bad habits, and harmful thinking patterns. To master oneself, it is crucial to remove these negative influences and focus on what matters. This often involves staying away from toxic ties with friends, family, or coworkers who constantly criticize you, hinder your goals, or drain your energy. Negative effects can also come from within, as thoughts can change your world and hurt yourself. To combat this, it is essential to question your beliefs and stories, as negative thoughts can come true if not addressed. By changing negative statements with positive ones, you can start to remove these effects. Evaluating media and material consumption is another crucial aspect of this process. In today's digital world, news, entertainment, and social media can be very negative. If online activities make you feel nervous or unworthy, it may be necessary to take a break or change your feeds to include more positive and inspiring content. Choose books, apps, and media that make you feel good and help you grow instead of those that make you feel bad. Removing bad effects takes work and can be uncomfortable, especially when it involves tough choices about relationships or lifestyle changes. However, it is a sign of respect for oneself, as it allows for a happier, more focused, and more satisfying life. Respecting oneself means caring enough about mental and emotional health to keep it safe. It means being around thoughts, people, and places that support your journey, not those that hinder it. Taking a stand for oneself and saying that progress and peace are worth protecting is one of the most important steps towards self-mastery and respect. This is a hard but important step on the path to self-mastery and respect. Step 3. Prioritize your needs. To respect yourself, you must put your wants first. A lot of people make the mistake of always putting other people before themselves, which hurts their own health. Miyamoto Musashi, who is famous for being very focused and disciplined, knew that to be a master, one must know what's most important to them. He stressed how important it is to be self-disciplined and stick to your plan, even when things get in the way. To respect yourself, you need to learn to put your own needs first and understand that taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's self-respecting. Learning to say no when you need to is one of the most important parts of putting your needs first. This can be hard, especially if you're used to making other people happy or are afraid of letting them down. But saying yes to everyone all the time can make you tired and angry, which can make you do things that hurt yourself. Musashi's lessons tell us to stand firm in our choices, stick to our own path, and not let outside forces change our minds. Saying no to things that drain your energy makes room for the things that really matter to you. You learn how to set good limits when you put your wants first. Boundaries are not walls that keep you from other people. They are rules that keep your energy and health safe. They help you find a good mix between taking care of yourself and helping other people. Musashi's focus on discipline can be used here. It's important to train yourself to respect your own time and space. For example, if you need some time to relax after a long day, you can say no to social requests or shift your focus to less important tasks. Making these rules shows yourself and others that your health is important to you. Another important part of putting your wants first is taking care of your physical, social, and mental health. This can include things like working out regularly, eating well, getting enough sleep, and asking for help when you need it. Musashi thought that life should be balanced in every way: mind, body, and spirit. Being healthy and taking care of yourself makes you stronger and better able to deal with the problems that come up in life. This then helps you stay away from self-destructive habits like putting things off or forgetting about your goals. Take some time to think about what's most important to you before you start setting priorities for your needs. Check in with yourself to see which habits or tasks give you energy and make you feel good and which ones drain you. Musashi talked a lot about how important it is to think about yourself in order to grow as a person. You can start to make choices that are in line with your values and goals once you know what you want and need. This focus will help you make decisions that are good for your time, energy, and mental health. Also, keep in mind that putting your own wants first doesn't mean ignoring those of others. In fact, you can give more to those around you when you are fit, well-rested, and mentally stable. You need to find a balance between taking care of yourself and helping other people, just like Musashi did with his physical training and mental control. You can be more present in all parts of your life when you put yourself first, whether it's work, relationships, or personal interests. You take charge of your life and send a strong message to yourself that you are worthy of respect by putting your needs first. If you change the way you think about this, you can break out of the loop of self-sabotage and start living a life where you strengthen yourself. The lessons that Musashi taught us tell us that real power comes from inside. You become more focused, strong, and able to reach your goals when you respect yourself enough to put your needs first. This shows respect for yourself and your journey, which builds self-respect and helps you do well. Step 4. Take responsibility for your actions. If you want to respect yourself, you need to take ownership for what you do. It means taking responsibility for your choices, actions, and the results they have, good or bad. Miyamoto Musashi, who was known for being disciplined and in charge of himself, thought that everyone was responsible for their own life path. He said that real fighters are in charge of their own lives and don't blame others for their mistakes. Instead, they accept their flaws and work to get better. Not only do you have to accept when you're wrong, but you also have to know that you have the power to change your life. Self-sabotage often grows when we don't want to take responsibility for our mistakes. We find it easier to put the blame on outside things like bad luck, other people's acts, or the situation we're in. But blaming other people takes away your chance to learn and grow. When you own up to your mistakes, you admit that you might not be able to change everything that happens to you. but you can change how you react. This new way of looking at things gives you power because it puts the attention back on your own ability to adapt and change. Musashi taught that thinking about things is important, and that thinking about things is a big part of taking responsibility. He thought that looking at yourself all the time was the best way to learn about your skills and flaws. You can better understand your habits of behavior by thinking about the choices you've made and the results they had. For instance, if you keep putting things off, taking responsibility means realizing that you can change this habit. You start to ask, what can I do differently next time? Instead of I can't help it, I'm just a procrastinator. Taking responsibility for what you do also means being honest with yourself. You have to be ready to face the hard truths about how you might be holding yourself back. Being honest with yourself is a form of discipline, which ties in with Musashi's focus on it. I know it's hard to accept when you're wrong, but being strong and proud of yourself means you can. Being honest helps you see what you need to work on, so failures become opportunities to learn instead of reasons to blame yourself. It can also help your relationships if you take credit for what you do. People see you as trustworthy when you take responsibility for your actions. It shows that you value yourself enough to be honest about your flaws and work to fix them. This can then encourage others to do the same, making the world around you a more accepting and helpful place. Musashi thought that a real warrior's honor shows in their deeds, and that you support that honor in your own life by being responsible. Being responsible doesn't just mean admitting when you're wrong. It also means noticing when you're right. When you reach your goal, taking credit means recognizing how hard you worked and how dedicated you were to it. This makes you feel better about your abilities and gives you more faith that you can make things better. You can have a more fair view of yourself if you know that you are responsible for both your wins and your mistakes. For self-respect, this balance is important because it keeps you from being too hard on yourself or too easy on yourself. So, Musashi's theory says that being responsible means being in charge of yourself. The idea is to take charge of your own life and stop depending on reasons or approval from other people. This practice makes you think about yourself and take responsibility for your path. Adopting this principle will give you the strength to turn setbacks into learning opportunities that will help you build a better sense of self-respect. Not only will taking responsibility for your actions help you stop sabotaging yourself, it will also help you live a more honest, purposeful, and self-compassionate life. Step 5. Challenge your inner critic. The inner critic, that voice in your head that always questions your worth and skills, is one of the biggest things that gets in the way of self-respect. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to have a mind that is free of fear and doubt. He thought it was just as important to master the mind as it was to master the sword. To respect yourself, you need to learn how to deal with and quiet your inner critic. Your inner judge often feeds into self-destructive behavior by telling you that you can't succeed or don't deserve it. You might think negatively over and over again, which could stop you from trying new things or taking risks. Musashi's ideas teach us to be aware of our thinking without getting attached to them. When you have a bad thought, don't let it stick around. Instead, question it and think of something more positive. For example, if you think, "I'll never be good enough," stop and ask yourself why you think that. Is it also really true? Most of the time, these thoughts come from fear instead of truth. Musashi's method of reflecting can help you see these thoughts for what they are. Short-term questions that don't make you who you are. You can become more gentle with yourself over time by pushing your inner reviewer. You start to believe in your skills and what you can do. To have self-respect, you need to trust yourself. Musashi taught us that a mind that is trained is a strong tool. Being in charge of your thinking will help you stop doing things that hurt yourself before they start. Step 6. Create and stick to healthy routines. Musashi was very strict with his rules, and his success was due to how much he stuck to routines and exercise. In the same way, making good habits is a way to respect yourself and stop hurting yourself. Routines help you stay focused on what's most important by giving you order and stability. Setting up a daily plan can help you form habits that will help you reach your goals. Routines help you feel grounded, whether you start your day with a few minutes of meditation, make time to exercise, or make sure you get enough rest by making a sleep practice. Musashi thought that discipline was the way to freedom. He thought that by giving your life order, you could escape the chaos of not knowing what to do. Having healthy habits every day also lowers stress, which makes it easier to deal with problems when they come up. When you're regular with your self-care habits, you're better able to deal with setbacks without resorting to self-destructive habits like putting things off or overindulging. Musashi's dedication to practice shows us that the only way to get better is to keep doing it over and over again. Routines help you show yourself that your time and energy are worth something. It shows that you are serious about your goals and your promise to yourself. When you respect yourself, you know how important stability is for making your life what you want it to be. With hard work and effort, you can make habits that help you keep a good attitude and live a healthy life. This will help you resist the urge to hurt yourself. Step 7. Embrace progress, not perfection. Musashi taught us that the way we get there is just as important as where we end up. The need to be perfect is one of the main reasons people hurt themselves. Setting expectations for yourself that are too high can make you afraid of failing, which can stop you from even trying. When you respect yourself, you choose progress over perfection and know that change takes time. Perfectionism can hold you back and make you put things off or avoid problems altogether. Musashi thought that control could only be reached through patience and determination, not by being perfect right away. His life showed that making small changes over time can lead to bigger success in the long run. When you keep your eye on the goal, you can enjoy the little wins along the way. This keeps you going even when things get hard and helps you build energy. Musashi's theory tells us not to focus on the end result, but instead find joy in the process of learning and getting better. This change in how you think can help you stop being afraid of making mistakes and instead see them as chances to learn and grow. You show yourself that you deserve kindness and patience by accepting progress. You stop seeing failures as signs of your worth and start seeing them as part of the trip. You can keep going even when things don't go as planned if you have this attitude. Musashi's lessons encourage us to keep growing and learning because they know that the only way to reach real success is to keep trying. You respect yourself enough to keep going no matter what when you choose progress over perfection.